Hey friends, it is Tracy. It is side hustle stuffing day, which also means CD ladder, and I love it. We are rounding up our 9th month of opening CDs in a CD ladder process. I do that with money that I earn from YouTube and Etsy. So let's first find out, how much did I earn? All right, so YouTube. December 21st, I got my check for the previous month. So November, as long as you meet the $100 threshold, then you get a check issued to you the following month on the 21st. So December 21st, I got a November check for $483.97, which is amazing. It is partially from my members, so thank you guys so much that have signed up for my membership. If you're at all interested, there's obviously no pressure at all. There's a button below. You can click on it, see the different levels if it's something of interest to you. If not, honestly, I'm here for you regardless. All right. And then, so what I do is YouTube was $483.97. 50% of that I put towards a CD ladder. This is money that I pay back to myself. So anyone that is on YouTube or has an Etsy shop knows the amount of work that goes into it. It's a labor of love, and I want to make sure that I'm paying myself first, and so I give myself half of those checks. So $240. Yes, I didn't do $241.50 or whatever. I just round it to a solid number, but $240 will go towards my CD ladder. Memberships, I take out memberships for $60. So this is me being a member of other people's channels. And so I give myself a budget of $60 a month. And so that is what that goes towards. Supplies, $36. P.O. Box, $36. So what you're going to see down here is I take my YouTube check, I divide it by half. That's what I pay myself. And then I subtract the members. And then what is remaining after those two amounts, I divide that by 5. So, and then I do take the offset ones because it's not always like a perfect number. It's always like some change in there. I round those up and put that into whatever category. This month I chose to do taxes, gets the overage. So that extra $3 due to rounding goes to taxes. So supplies got 36, P.O. Box got 36. I don't always put money towards a P.O. Box. I'm actually putting quite a bit this month. So next month I may not do P.O. Box again. I just want to make sure I have some money set aside ahead of time. And then once I get it fully funded, then I can pull it out again. Taxes, $39. Giving, $36. So this is for me to support others in any way that I want to. For this month, I really used it for my giveaway. So paying for some of the stuff that I purchased, as well as the postage to mail all the winners their items, because that stuff adds up. Not gonna lie, it adds up. And then UFTA is just my miscellaneous emergency kind of backup buffer, whatever you want to call it, $36. And that would equal then $483.97 I just keep in my account. That's just, any change just kind of stays in there. All right, next up is Etsy Pay. So this is for the month of December, and I get my check issued on the 4th, so January 4th, and the total was $1,705.97. So this one is a very large amount for me. So I cash out mine monthly. I don't do it weekly. This is what I've earned in the month, the whole entire month. And I did a big sale in November around Black Friday, Cyber Money time. So this is more than expected. And of that Etsy Pay then, 25% of it I put towards a CD ladder. So just like with the YouTube, I do make sure that I pay myself for my time and work and effort. And that was $420. So that was just, it made my heart so happy. 40% goes back into supplies. It takes money to do these things. $682. Taxes got 15%, $255. 10% went to giving, $170. 5% to P.O. Box, which was $85, and 5% to UFTA, which was $93. So these ones I do break up a little bit differently than I do with my YouTube check. And these are just what works for me. I can adjust the percents as I want. And next year I might do a little bit higher in taxes depending on how this tax season plays out. So there you go. December gross sales. So this is what I actually sold. $2,145.14. But then Etsy takes away fees. So that was $326.84. And then I do free shipping on my store. So I pay for all the shipping. And that was $112.33. So that gave me a net profit of $1,705.97. Now, for those that are doing an Etsy shop or have any sort of side business, you know that that's not your actual net profit that you get to keep, because you have all your supply costs, subscriptions. So if you're using certain software or artistic processing things, it all costs money, right? So that comes out of this. And then your baseline is really what you look on your books and what you go off your taxes for. So, all right. So combined between Etsy and YouTube, my total for the month was $2,189.94, which again, this number is so big for me. My Etsy shop is closed currently for physical items through the rest of January and February. So my next 2 months are going to be so much lower. So much lower. All right. So CD ladder total got $660. Supplies, $718. P.O. Box, $121. Taxes, $294. Giving, $206. UFTA, $129. And memberships, that's $60. And this was just combining these two pages together for those totals. And then when I added it all up, it equaled $21.89. And then 94 cents just sits in my account. So what we're going to stuff today is the CD ladder is going to get the $660. I have already opened up the CD ladder for January. You can see every CD I have right here. It is so awesome. Taxes, we got to stuff $294 and P.O. Box $121. The rest of these categories, supplies, giving, UFTA, and membership all went back onto my credit card. I just had that big giveaway, and honestly, I needed all that money to pay for the items I gave away and all the shipping out of the products. And I'm also prepping for my February mailing list, big mailer, so it all takes money. So, yep. And that's all we got for that month. So let's stuff our money. All right, so this binder I got from Crafted by Free on Etsy, and she goes by Budget by Free on YouTube, and I love it. It's star themed. It's me, you guys. All right, so CD ladder was gonna get $660. So we have $500, $650, and $60 is getting added, and this is just my yearly running total. Obviously for the month. Let's see. All right. So we have 1,000, 2,000, 500, 3,000, 3,200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. So 2,700 and 20, 40, 60, 80, 800. So $3,800 and $10.25. Wow, $3,825 I have been able to put towards my CD ladder in the past 9 months. This is so huge. I will further explain the CD ladder later, but oh, this brings me so much peace of I can't even express how excited this makes me feel. Okay, supplies we put towards a credit card. One of these days, I'm telling you, I loaded my $500 gift card on my Etsy account. See right here. And that is all the money that I have to spend for the whole year on Etsy. And I will say it was my first time doing this, and they maxed it out at $250. So I had to buy 2 different gift cards and load them onto my account. So just for those that are interested in doing the same thing, Etsy does max it out at $250. So I did one the one day and one another day. So I just didn't want my credit card to think it was like some sort of fraud going on. So I waited a day or two in between. So I am hoping to actually have extra money in supplies, and giving and all that in 2024. P.O. Box was getting 121. So $121 is getting added. All right, so once we added that in there, we have 100, 20, 40, 60, 71. $171, and mine is about $300 for 13 months because you pay for 12 months and you get 1 month free or something like that. And I don't renew it until October or November. So I am sitting really, really good with this one. So I might skip this one next month. Well, we'll see. Or I'll just keep doing it and just get it fully funded and be done. Giving went to the credit card. I've already explained that. Taxes. Oh, taxes. All right, so you get 100, 250, 70, 94. So $294 is going to taxes. So 1,000, 100, 200, 300. So 1,300, 20, 40, 60, 5, 7, 9, 71, 72. So we have $1,372 saved in taxes. Now I'm hoping I don't have to pay that amount in or more, and I'm hoping it's less, and then I get to take this money back and put it towards something else. But we will see. And then UFTA gets nothing for now. Lizzie over at Busy Lizzie's Budget made me this envelope, and I just want to use it again. I need to like hone in my spending for 2023. All right, let's get on to CD Ladder. All right, so I learned about the CD Ladder from a debt-free Jessie. I am forever grateful that she introduced this to me. I did my research, and then I jumped on the bandwagon back in May of 2023. And I have been talking about this every single month, and I get so excited when people tell me in the comments that they have learned about it from me or from Jessie, or never knew about it, or they're exploring it, because it may not be perfect for you. And that's the whole thing, is people in the budgeting community will tell you different things that they have tried, and it's up to you to do the research and make sure that it's something that A, works for you, B, motivates you, C, aligns with your goals. I could keep going through letters, but we're not going to. But all those kind of things, like, no one knows your situation better than you know your situation, and you know your goals, and you know what will work for you based off your habits and triggers and everything. So this honestly works for me, and I love it. So January, I got to put $660 in. I did each month. I have a goal of $1,000 to work towards. And my goal is to have $1,000 in every single month for an entire year. So that's a huge goal, right? $12,000 saved up. Wow. But my ultimate goal is to have $5,000 in each month. That way, all of my living expenses are covered in the event something were to happen. Every single month, I would have all my bills paid. And this is a long-term plan. So my first step is to get $1,000. Once I get $1,000, then I can reprint this printable, which Debt Free Jessie sells, and then I can start it again with a new goal of $2,000. So I'm just so excited to see it starting to work towards the $1,000, and I got to fill in this many CDs, because she made them like CDs, like compact discs. So I am, almost 80% done, and I think next year we'll be able to finish this one, and I can start working towards 2,000. So I still have February, March, and April left to do. And then I will be back to my May is when I first started it. And as you can see, when I first started, I wasn't able to put a whole lot in. I put $140 in. And at that time, I was so excited to put $140. When Jessie started, she was doing $10 per month. just $10, because she was working on such a lofty debt-free goal that she was trying to pay off debt. So she did a little bit less on this and did more towards debt. Well, now she's debt-free, so now she can work towards financial savings goals, right? You can make these work for you. Just because I put in a big amount this month doesn't mean you have to say, wow, I can't afford $600 to put in there. You don't have to. You could put in as little as you want to. Now, I will say some banks, depending on where you go with, they do have limits on what amount you can put in. I go through Ally. It's a high yield savings account. They don't have a limit. So there's no minimum. I can put in $1 if I wanted to. Yeah. So as you can see, each month just varies very differently depending on how it shook out, July versus August. I put in what I can, and that's okay. So then on the back side, I have my deposit amount of $660. And then next year, so I did a 12-month CD, and that means that it has to stay in here for 12 months. And the current interest rate for this one is 5.25%. So I'm going to earn 5.25% on money that's just sitting in here for a year. Next January, I have a 10-day window where Ally will tell me you have 10 days to either take the money out if you need it, or you can deposit more money. Or you can keep the same money and just keep rolling it over. You have those three options in 1 year's time. Now, there are certain penalties if you take it out early. So if I were to take this out next month, you lose the interest that you've earned in the last 3 months. So I would actually be negative. I would need to keep it in here at least 3 months to come out even-ish, if that makes sense. But say 6 months from now, something happens and I just have to clear it out, I would lose some of the interest earned, but I'm not going to lose my principal balance. All right. Okay. So what does that look like for the year so far? So in January, I put in $660. So I still have February, March, and April, and then I'll have a whole year's worth. May 140, 290, 200, 515, 380. So as you can see, the amounts fluctuate, and that is just based off of what I'm able to put in. So my total so far, my running total last month was $3,165. Adding that $660, I'm now at $3,825, which blows my mind. Because this is money I would have spent. This money would have not existed. I would have made money through Etsy or through YouTube. If I chose to go this route and I was getting these checks, this money would have just been blown. I would have bought stuff for fun. I would have used it for vacations. I would have done whatever. And some people are being very diligent and they're using their extra money towards debt. And I'm not. You can use it for whatever you want to. There is no shame. This is your choice, your money, your future, your path. You are in control of it. I'm not in control of your life. For me, I am choosing to save it. And the reason is, for me, the one thing I want most is just financial security in my life. We have gone through 2 or 3 times where we have gone down from a 2-income family down to a 1-income family, and it is hard. It is really, really hard to lose that amount of money when you're so used to paying bills and you have to dip into savings and you rack up your credit card, and I don't want to do that. So for me, I am motivated to put it towards savings. And I love putting it towards this monthly, hopefully all my expenses paid. So in the event that were to happen again, so say one of us lost our jobs in June, come July, I know next year I have $200 that I can pull out if I need to get myself in a bind. And then say in July, we're still not finding work. I have $515 available to me in August that I can pull out to help us get out of this bind, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now imagine if I had this all up to $1,000 each month, which is what I'm working towards. Every single month, I'd have $1,000 to supplement if something were to happen. If there's an injury, if there's an illness, if there's a layoff, anything, I know I have $1,000 to help pay for my bills. And eventually, I want to work till 2,000. $2,000 makes a huge impact if you have some sort of a financial hit. Now, lofty goal, and I am working towards this, but I know this is going to be a ways out. $5,000 in every single month. Can you imagine the peace and just feeling that you'd have knowing that if something were to happen, you're covered to pay all your bills for 1 year for living expenses. You take care of your roof, your food, your shelter, like for 1 whole year. Like, this is what I'm working towards. And I know I talk about this every single month, and for some of you it might be repetitive, but for me, I'm not too passionate. I'm just passionate about it because I see what it can do for me and how it's going to help me. And this, I know it's not going to be a night and day. Like, I'm not going to have all my expenses paid for me in the next 2 years. But what if I'm 10 years from now, or I get to retirement and I get to a fixed income and then something were to happen? There's just so many different things that can pop up. And I just love knowing that I can be proactive now, even if it's a little bit, even if it's less than this. I'm doing something to help prepare myself for the future. And I like this method. I still do investing. I still have an emergency fund. This doesn't take away from that. This is just, it's a separate way to save that is low risk. I mean, you're not going to lose money in a CD unless you pull it out within the first 3 months that you put it in. All you're going to do is earn money or keep your same amount. So right now the interest rates are high, like 5.25. I think this one was 5.10, 5.10%. Sorry. Some of these were 4.85. I think my earliest were 4.5%. And that's all based off the inflation right now. I get it. These could go down to earning, say, 1%, 0.5%, but it's still more than what I was earning in my bank before. And those rates will fluctuate. But I know for 12 months, I get that rate no matter what. And then the next 12 months, so a year from now in July, I will add money and I'll lock in another rate for another 12 months. So you can look into it if you want to. This may not be of interest to you, or maybe it is of interest to you. I would just say look into it and see if it is, if it makes sense to you. Again, you know your own situation. I am not a financial advisor in any way. I am just speaking to what works for me, what I am motivated and driven, and what honestly the future looks like to bring me peace. So that's all I have. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on YouTube. You guys watch my ads. I actually make more from you guys watching my ads than I do from memberships. So I appreciate every single one of you, whether you're a member or not. You are impacting my life. This is how you guys are impacting my life. And you may not even realize that you're doing it by just watching and interacting with me on YouTube or supporting me on Etsy. And I just want you guys to know that, because you may not think you're doing anything to help somebody, but there are such small ways by just watching ads or supporting in any way, putting a comment out there to help the algorithm, that it does impact things. And by doing all those things, you are directly impacting another person's life, whether it's me, another budgeter, another YouTuber. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, I am done rambling. I appreciate all of you that stayed till the end. You guys are amazing, and I will see you on Friday for my savings challenge day. Bye, guys.